Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video we'll be decluttering my eyeshadow palettes. I do have my drugstore eyeshadow palettes in this drawer right here, and I also have them in this drawer as well. So we'll be working on these drawers today because as you can see they are overflowing, and I have some new shadows that I have to actually transition over to over here. So let's get decluttering. So starting off, I do have my Catrice Time Iman eyeshadow palette. This palette is so cute if you like nude and neutral eyeshadows. So I'm definitely going to keep this palette because it's a really good like everyday palette to travel with, and I definitely think it's beginner friendly, so we're going to keep this palette. I do have my Physicians Formula Butter eyeshadow palette. This palette is gorgeous. I did a video on this palette, I want to say last year on my channel, and I was so impressed by the pigmentation of these shadows. And I just think they blend out really nicely, super pigmented. I just don't like the little squares and rectangle shape, but besides that, it's a really good palette. So definitely gonna keep this palette as well. You guys know I just did a video on the LA Girl Pro Mastery eyeshadow palette. I will have it linked below because I actually just did this video before this one. So I'm gonna have it linked for you guys below if you haven't seen it in action. Here is the inside of the palette. Again, I told you guys I love the mattes in here. I love the actual pigmentation, and I just love this nice size mirror on top. So they do have another one if you don't want to get this particular color. They actually have one that's more like colorful that definitely screams like spring and summer to me, but you guys know these kind of colors are definitely up my alley. So I'm going to keep it and just keep playing around with it some more, but love the packaging on it. Alright, I do have all of my Milani palettes right here. It's going to be Gilded Desires. I have the Bold Obsessions. I have the Most Loved Mattes. I also have the Pure Passion palette. I'm going to keep all of these because I do like them all. They are really good eyeshadow palettes. Blend out really nicely, super pigmented. I love Milani eyeshadows, so I don't really have any problems with their palettes. So I'm going to definitely keep these in my collection. Alright, I do have the NYX Machinist eyeshadow palette. They came out with this palette, I want to say if not last year, the year before that. Love the packaging on it, and then here is what the inside looked like. So it's a really pretty palette. I don't really reach for it that often because I just don't. But I'm definitely going to keep it because you do have some really pretty colors in here for like a nice green look. This color here is so pretty, so I'm still going to keep it, but I don't really reach for it that often, but I'm gonna have it just in case. Alright, I do have the Essence Ola Rio eyeshadow palette. I also did a review on this on my channel. Again, really pretty colors. Super pigmented. I told you guys Essence have the whole line of palettes like these where it's like different places that you can go, and I think they're really good quality palettes. Super slim, and you can easily travel with it, so definitely check it out. It only costs $9.99, so it's super affordable, so definitely check these out. And then I have all of my Revolution eyeshadow palettes. You guys know I am a huge fan of this brand. You guys know I love these kind of palettes because they're so affordable. They're definitely beginner friendly, and I just think they're amazing palettes. So I'm definitely going to keep all of them. As you can see, I have quite a collection of these, so I'm definitely going to keep these in my collection. All right, moving on, I do have the Morphe palette. It's going to be the Artistry palette. Here is the inside. I got this back during the holiday time. I want to say maybe 2 years ago. I only dived into it one time, but I love these colors right here. So stinking pretty. So definitely going to keep this palette, and you have a nice size mirror as well. I am doing a horrible job because I have not decluttered anything yet. All right, moving on, I have two eyeshadow palettes. These are going to be from Sistar Cosmetics. You can actually find them at the beauty supply store, but they did send these to me, I want to say almost 2 years ago. Definitely going to keep these because I was quite impressed with their eyeshadows. But if you want to find their brand, again, it's called Sistar Cosmetics. You can find them at the beauty supply store. So going to keep these because you can definitely travel with them, and I just loved how the pigmentation was on these palettes. Moving on, I do have the LA Girl Get Feverish eyeshadow palette. Here is the packaging for it. Love this palette by LA Girl. Love the freaking color scheme in here. It is so pigmented, blend out really nicely. They do have other colors for the palettes like this if you don't want to get this particular one, but love this palette a lot, so definitely going to keep her as well. All right, then I have the Bad Habit Beauty collection. I should honestly get rid of these because they don't exist anymore, to be honest. But y'all, I just love these freaking palettes. Like when Shop Hush used to exist, I was just in love with the Bad Habit eyeshadows because you guys know they pretty much duped like all the different high-end brands. If you couldn't spend the money or didn't want to spend the money for the high-end brands, you just pretty much just got the dupes from Bad Habit Beauty. So I should get rid of them, but I don't want to. Let's see what this one looks like. This is going to be the Aurora eyeshadow palette. All right, so I'll probably get rid of this one. See, look at me, I'm making improvements. So I'll get rid of this one because I'm not going to play with it at all. This was the dupe to the Anastasia eyeshadow palette, so I can definitely let this one go. All right, this is going to be the Artistry palette. I know they duped Mario with this one. It looks so messy. Let me look at the other one. This is the Artistry 2 palette. This was a dupe to the Mario palette as well. This is the other one. I don't know. I think I'm gonna keep it. All right, I have some more palettes from Bad Habit Beauty. It's going to be the Aphrodite palette. I have the Athena palette. I have the Pretty Poison palette, and I have the Solstice, and I have the Supernova palette. Definitely keeping all of these because these were pretty much like my favorite ones from them, so definitely gonna keep these. Then I have the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette. This is going to be the Ring the Alarm palette. Y'all, I have yet to dive into this palette. As you can see, it's still brand new. I haven't even touched this palette yet, so definitely going to keep it because I need to actually play with it. But this palette has been out for so long, so definitely going to keep that one. All right, I have the Profusion Mixed Metals Peach palette. You guys know this palette is pretty much Holy Grail status, so she ain't going nowhere. Then I have the LA Girl Haute Heat. This came out actually last year. This palette is so beautiful. Love this palette a lot. Love the packaging on it. It's the same thing as the LA Girl Pro Artistry palette as far as packaging. Here is the inside of this one. So pretty, and definitely keeping her. Then I have my Juvia's palette. Of course, these aren't going anywhere. Then I have my Profusion palette. I have the Rose Gold Look. I have the Sienna's. Sienna's is actually my favorite, and I have the Pro Pigment, so I'm gonna keep these. I have my Jaclyn Hill tuck down here. And then I have the Call It by Belle BH Cosmetic Eyeshadow Palette. This I don't play with at all, but I love the highlighters in this palette. So that's pretty much the only reason why I would keep it, is because of the highlighters down here. Because these two colors against like deeper complexions is gorgeous. So definitely gonna keep her. All right, so I pulled these two palettes out to actually put in my next drawer. This is pretty much like my go-to favorite eyeshadow palettes in this drawer. The one down here is pretty much like just leftover rollover eyeshadow palette. So let's dive into down here. All right, so I do have my Believe Beauty eyeshadow palettes. Definitely gonna keep these. Then I also have the Wet n Wild Color Icon. I'm gonna keep this as well. All right, I have the NYX Cosmic Metal eyeshadow palette. This is so freaking pretty. Like, I just love this palette a lot. Then I also have the NYX LA Girl. It's going to be the Wanderlust eyeshadow palette. I like the Feverish one much better than this one, but it's still a really pretty like summer, springtime palette. So I'm definitely going to keep this one for spring and summertime. I don't really play with color too much, so I don't want to get rid of it. Then I have the Revolution Iconic Pro 1 eyeshadow palette. This palette actually reminded me of the Lorac palette as an actual dupe to it. Here is the inside of it. and it performed really nicely, but I think I'm just gonna go ahead and get rid of it because I need to make space for other palettes. So definitely gonna let this one go. All right, next I have my e.l.f. palettes. I have the Matte for Matte eyeshadow palette, and I just stuck my finger in it, but it's definitely a good all matte eyeshadow palette. Super pigmented. It's good transition colors. If you have that one palette that doesn't have any transition colors, it's definitely a good one to have in your collection. Then I also have the matte, it's actually the Summer Breeze one. This is going to be like the neutral matte version of it. So you have one that's neutral and one that's like a color one. So these are good matte eyeshadows. Then I have the next Matte for Matte eyeshadow palette. This is going to be the Jewel Pop palette. And here is what this one looks like. So it's a really pretty like summer, springtime palette. Again, really pretty bright colors. So again, I'm going to keep it so I can have this in my collection for spring and summertime. All right, then I have the Essence G-Day Sydney eyeshadow palette. Again, these palettes are so gorgeous. Again, you can find it at Ulta. They're $9.99. I'm going to actually shift this to my vanity so I can actually play with this palette. So I'm going to pull this one out. Then I have the, it's going to be the Makeup Obsession Be Passionate About eyeshadow palette. I don't think I have played with this palette yet, so I may put it in my vanity so I can actually play with it. So let's pull this one out. Then I have the e.l.f. Velvet Touch eyeshadows. Here is the inside of this one. I haven't played with this yet. I need to, maybe I will, I don't know. I'll hold on to it because I might play with it this summer. All right, diving into this, I pretty much keep like all of my single shadows in here. I keep my liquid shadows in here as well. So diving in it, I do have the new one by e.l.f. So definitely keeping that one. This Profusion one looks gross, so I'm gonna get rid of this one. Then I also have these Believe Beauty ones. I'm gonna keep these because I just got these. All right, then I have this NYX liquid liner. I'm gonna get rid of this. I'm gonna get rid of this one because I had it for so long and it's pretty like dried out, as you can see. So this one can go. Then I have my Milani single shadows. I have my Stila one. I'm gonna keep both of those. I have one by Buxom. I'm gonna keep that. Let's see. I have these by Black Opal. These are really pigmented. They're 2-pan eyeshadow palettes. Definitely gonna keep those. Then I have these by Kiss. I haven't even touched these yet by Kiss. So definitely gonna keep these so I can actually play with them. All right, moving on. I have the NYX Off Topic eyeshadow palette. This palette is so pretty, but it just wasn't like a fan of mine when I used it last year. I'm gonna keep it so I can give it one more try when I put it this spring and summertime, but it wasn't really a palette that impressed me that much, but I'm gonna keep it so I can use it one more time this year. Then I have my Profusion Sapphire eyeshadow palette. This palette is gorgeous with all these blue eyeshadows. Definitely gonna keep this palette. Then I have my Profusion Bold palette. I got this last holiday, so I'm definitely gonna keep it because I love these colors in here. So definitely gonna keep this palette. Then I have my ColourPop Cute S, you know, Cute AF palette. So gonna keep this. Here it is right here. Then I have these palette again by Bad Habit Beauty. I think these I might actually let go because I have the other ones from them. And I honestly don't see myself playing with these anymore. So these I might actually let go of. So here is this one. This is going to be the Sultry palette. So I'm going to let this one go. This is going to be the Aftershock eyeshadow palette. Really pretty colorful palette for like the spring and summertime, but I'm going to let this one go as well. This is going to be the After Dark eyeshadow palette. Again, really pretty palette, but these have so much fallout and kickback, and I hit pen on this color so fast. I didn't even use it that often, but it just was not pressed good at all. So I'm going to let this one go also. All right, I do have the Alter Ego Temptress eyeshadow palette. You can actually find them on Instagram, but here is the actual palette. This one was the dupe to the Anastasia palette, so here it is. I think I'm going to I'm gonna go ahead and keep this palette just in case. Just gonna keep it for now. Love the packaging on it. I'm not like obsessed in terms of actual color schemes of it, but the palette was actually nice. I'm just gonna keep it. I have the Bad Habit Beauty Retro Love eyeshadow palette. This one I'm actually going to get rid of because I don't use it and I probably won't ever use it again. So this one can actually go. I have the Bad Habit Mystere eyeshadow palette. This one is not going anywhere. This is the actual dupe to the Pat McGrath palette, which was in a whole like mothership collection or series. It's actually the dupe to it. So this one is not going anywhere because it's a bomb eyeshadow palette. So I'm gonna keep this one. All right, then I have my Essence Beautiful eyeshadow palette. I'm gonna keep this one. I have my Oakland matte eyeshadow palette. I'm gonna keep this as well. The Beauty Treats one, this palette can go. And then this Hard Candy palette, this one can go as well. Back here I have my BH Cosmetic Desert Oasis palette. I'm gonna keep this one. I have my Profusion Wanderlust palette. I'm gonna keep this also. And I have the Beauty Superstar palette. I'm gonna keep this palette as well. So I'm gonna keep all of these. All right, you guys, so here is the final result. So the drawers are pretty much done. I have filtered through my drawers and got some palettes out. So they're looking so much better. So make sure you guys give this video a huge thumbs up if you like my decluttering videos, because I have definitely some more drawers I have to get decluttered. So let me know down below in the comment section. Give it a huge thumbs up. And here is what we have gotten rid of right here. So all of these, it wasn't a lot because I actually did a declutter last year, but it's definitely enough to give me some space. And then these two. So I'm definitely going to add these to my other palettes that I have. This is pretty much all that I decluttered last year, and whenever my friends come over, they just pretty much just pull from here. They want to take the palettes with them, so just going to add these in here. This is pretty much like my declutter collection. And they can have a new home. These I'm going to throw away because they're pretty much just gross and dried out, so these can get thrown away. So yeah, you guys, that's pretty much my video. Thanks for watching. Bye guys.